Oh boy. Where to begin with this one, everybody? There was a thing that happened yesterday involving Peggy Carter, which now you might see that I have Peggy Carter unlocked. I spent $5, $5 US on an offer that got me a full Peggy Carter unlock and then some. This is the first time I spent any money actually in 4 months, maybe or so, 4 to 5 months. The last time was a strike pass. We're going to be talking about what exactly happened. We're going to talk about the response to said fuck up and why I think it doesn't go far enough. And it kind of screws up a lot of people who maybe were spenders in the, say, anywhere from the 50 to 400 US dollar range on Peggy Carter, and why it only glorifies the Krakens. And I think there's a lot of players in between who kind of get screwed, and another showcase as to why not to spend a lot of money, or even $50 on Marvel Strike Force if Scopely isn't going to value you. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Okay, so what happened, right? I didn't put a video out on it, but I did put a Discord announcement. So if you follow my Discord server, also PS, if you haven't already, make sure you're a part of the Boilon Discord server, because anytime there's a massive fuck up of any degree where like I'm not necessarily doing a video for, I will post it on my Discord server in a server wide announcement. So do make sure you remember. I think there's a description in the box down below on my video descriptions and things like that. You can find it there. Also on my channel front as well. So this was the offer in question. These are the normal path orbs, right? The path to X character, right? And so they finally they were supposed to have brought out the path to Peggy Carter orb, and it turns out, I think it actually does even say, it doesn't actually say in the description here, but anyways, these orbs here were not the path to Peggy Carter orbs. They were in fact the core orbs. So we can find them in game, and someone had to point it out to me, and I guess I forget who it was, but anyways, they posted 10 minutes after the reset, and I guess that we had to double take and look at what the orb icon actually was, and it turns out the orb in the offer was the Agent 13 core orb, and not the Path to Peggy Carter orb, which looks like that. Like, there's the two different orbs, and that's insane, right? Like, so for $5 US, you're essentially getting 6750 cores worth of, or 10 core orbs, right? Which is minimum 60 shards. I got super lucky. I got an 80, I got two 20s, and a couple of other like 10s and 12s back to back. I got really good luck on a single $5 offer. I thought, this was a pretty big fuck up. I took advantage of it, right? So when you buy the initial one on the web, anyways, I think when you buy this one, it unlocks the second one for 11 orbs for the same price. So you're getting a little bit more. And so that'd be 66 shards minimum in this case. They pulled this one initially by about 2 hours in. So by about 3 p.m. Pacific time, I believe they pulled this one here. I think for an extra hour or so, maybe until like 4-ish, maybe they had this one. And then eventually they took both of them down and replaced it with the Path Orb offer, which I don't actually see in the store as of recording this. Now I'm recording this like late Tuesday night, so not when this video is going out. But I don't see any of the Path Orb offers anymore. So I think they just kind of got rid of all of it now. We're gonna come back to this though, and so I want to talk about the response that they put out with regards to this. So update to Peggy. Let's go into full screen mode for this one. So update to Peggy Carter Orb issue. Commanders earlier today, an offer went out with Path to, no, not well, so it didn't, right? So an offer went out, yes, but it wasn't with Path to Peggy Carter orbs. It was the core orbs. This offer unintentionally contained the Agent 13 orb. The way that they phrased this was a bit funny. Not the Path to Peggy, so therefore it wasn't actually a Path to Peggy Carter offer. We removed this offer to address the situation, and we'll be doing the following. We'll be bringing back the offer containing the Agent 13 orbs with the max limit of 5. So that is not that one. We're going to talk about that. That was this one. So if you had purchased this, you would have a total of 5 chances to buy this, unlike this one over here, which actually had 10 purchases. So that's kind of interesting, right? Because this is a minimum of 60. So hypothetically, you could spend $25 US and get minimum 300 shards. But people who took advantage of this one over here on the right could get you could easily get yourself a 7 star for $50, essentially, which is a fraction of the cost. Honestly, you're getting about a 10x value, I would say, because of the cost of these, like 60 shards for $5, when normally an unlock is like 50 US dollars. So by and large, because I think the estimated value of these orbs are somewhere in the range of like 9 shards. So realistically, one of these you'd average like 80 to 90 shards. And so you're getting almost about a 10x value on these offers versus the flat ones that the character unlock offers. So the fact that they don't have that, they're not bringing this one back is pretty interesting, because a lot of people might have taken advantage of this one as well and got all the way up to 7 star for a fraction of the cost. Okay, so just keep that in your mind. Your purchase limit will vary based on how many times the original offers were purchased. So I guess if you bought this $5 one on the left twice, it's going to come back, and you're only going to be able to buy it 3 times. That's what they're saying. For any player who had already maxed out Peggy Carter before the orbs went live, we will be sending 2,000 Ultra Cores and 2,000 power cores. Now, the power cores part is pretty inconsequential. It's really not much. Honestly, it's like 3 orbs worth. But the 2,000 ultra cores is interesting. And also hold this thought too, because we're going to come back to that one as well. Now, the ultra cores, 2,000 ultra cores is a lot. Right at the bottom, you can see that for me, I don't have the extra ones unlocked. I think you have to like buy the top one in order to unlock more of them, which I have not done. So this is equivalent, I believe, to 200 US dollars, I want to say, right? So 1,000 times two, 2,000. For me, it's 130 Canadian. I think it's 100 US dollars, but someone can correct me down below. I believe in US dollars terms, it's like $1 per 10. Is that it? Something like that. So the biggest problem to this response, though, is that it doesn't take into account anyone else who bought any offers but has less than 7 yellow star. It's only reward, in this case, refunding, actually, I would say. They're only refunding people who maxed out Peggy Carter. So if let's go back right to the top of the store, for the people, and these aren't the initial unlock offers, so I don't know if these are the same prices or not, but 180 shards for 100 US dollars. That's so let's just hypothetically, right? What would it cost to get a 6 star? And I think that you need 610 shards. So this times two plus like this one here plus this one, like these three combined, or sorry, times two, this one and this one together. So it'd be like 100, 300, like 350 US dollars, right? Just rough math to get a 6 star Peggy Carter, and you're not going to be able to get any kind of refund at all, because it's only the people who got all the way to 7 are getting this 2,000 ultra cores. I don't care about the power cores; it's whatever. But the 200 ultra cores is 200 US dollars value. So if you're someone who spent 500, right, 500 US dollars, and you got Peggy Carter maxed out, you're going to get a $200 refund. What if you spend 400 or 450? There's absolutely nothing for you. And normally I don't do videos glorifying spending and saying what the best way to spend is and all blah 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 blah. But this kind of showcases that Scopely doesn't give a shit, it seems, about anyone other than the people who maxed it out, aka the big Krakens. Now, I have no problems with those Krakens. I have the problem with Scopely's response to this situation. I have a problem that they don't care about anyone who moderately spends, right? Anyone from $50 to $400 or whatever it is, that's not quite 7 star, right? And so there's no scaling return. There should have been different responses based on how many stars you got. That's just it, right? So if you got 7 star Peggy Carter, you get 2,000 ultra cores. If you're 6 star Peggy Carter, you get 1,500 ultra cores. So I don't know. I don't know the right number, right? Because it depends on spending values, and I'm not a big spender, so I don't really know like where that should be at, right? But I'm just spitballing here that it'd be something like that. If you have a 5 star Peggy Carter, it would be 500 ultra cores. There's probably some better scaling mechanism here, but my point is that there isn't any of that. So it's all or nothing at the top. And that's why I think it's absolute dog shit, in my opinion, this particular response. So what I would do is, if you're someone in that category who, maybe spent anywhere from 50 to $400, I would raise a fuss about this. Actually, maybe if you spend 50 bucks, you don't care that much. It's a win for the community. Great. But if I was in the couple $100 range and these people are getting like $200 back, and I'm getting nothing, I would probably be kind of pissed. I'm trying to put myself in their headspace, but it's wrong. I think it's wrong, and it's a failure of a response to the issue. Now, did I spend $5? I sure did. And I almost never spend on Marvel Strike Force. So you can take this one for the record that Boilon spent $5 on Peggy Carter when I saw the fuck up, right? And so yeah, I did. And I'm sure a lot of other people did too, because that's from what I heard, anyways. This is one of those times where, like, it has to be a fuck up of colossal proportions to convince me to spend. Now, at the end of the day, Scopely's still winning. Whether we spend $5 or $50, they're still making money off of us. And I guess I figured that at this point for me, the spending $5 for what would 10x 10x the value again for me. I guess I bit, right. I'm not gonna mince words here. I bit on that offer for sure. And so what does that mean for Liberty and going forward is that there maybe is a chance now that I might be forced to level this team, because if they're giving access, I suppose, to the Liberty team, you can almost guarantee that they're going to make them usable, not usable, but they're going to make them required for some future event. Now, there was a rumor, of course, that they were going to bring back Frozen Dimension, or Dimensions of some kind, that include Absolute A-Force as the first team and Liberty as the second team. I heard that about a month ago or so, basically towards the end of Frozen Dimension. I heard that it was going to be coming back again for a second time. And so whether or not that pans out, we'll have to see. But there might be some value in spending $5 and getting Peggy Carter. I don't know. If you want to do that, I wouldn't really like go balls to the wall or anything. I don't think you really need to like max her out and like 7-star her or anything like that, or buy those offers 5 times. But $5, $5, I guess. At this point, that's what I gave them, and so that's all I had to do, and I got super lucky on that. And then with the rest of the shards coming in for Peggy, that'll probably get me a 5 yellow. So that's probably all I'm gonna do. But I don't agree with the response. I think it's a bit weird, in my opinion, and we'll have to see if there's any change on that. We'll see if there's any advocation by any of the other content creators who are much heavier spenders than I am, right? The ones who maybe spent $200 and get shafted because of this. I think that it's an issue for that group of the demographic group of spenders, right, who are not at the very top, but like are in there somewhere. And so we're gonna have to see whether or not they change on this one. I disagree, but hey, there's also some value here for some very light micro spenders. These are the kind of micro spend offers that I would actually buy if they had stuff like this more regularly. But anyways, let me know if I missed anything in the comments down below. Oh yeah, I had like this. The reason why I had this on the screen was actually because some might remember this. This is an armory orb fuck up like way in the past, where it was $20 and you got like 40 million armory. I don't even remember which ones are these, 14 and 15s. Yeah, I don't know. I had a screenshot of this, so just wanted to share that. Anyways, anyone remember? These fuck ups don't happen. These big fuck ups don't happen that frequently, but when they do, it's usually a pretty big one. That's crazy. Like, they just Decimal Dave at it again. They can't figure out what's going on over there. They can't program their game properly or whatever. It's crazy, honestly, and that these things happen. But anyways, that's it for now, everybody. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Boilon signing out.